Record-setting money could be coming to Idaho classrooms.
This while some local school districts consider asking voters to approve levies. We discuss it in tonight's Making the Grade with Idaho Education News reporter Kevin Richard. Lots to get to with Making the Grade with Kevin. State Superintendent Sherry Ibarra dropped her budget on us, and we weren't expecting this soon, but it gives more money to schools, a record-setting amount. Break down the numbers for us.
Okay, so the big number here is that she's talking about a $100 million increase in K-12 spending. That would bring the budget to almost $1.6 billion, which would be a record. A good deal of money would go into teacher salary and continuing the career ladder. I'm trying to get a little bit more detail at this point about what that means in terms of teacher salary. Some of the money really has to go into benefits. I mean, it's all put into one pot of money for salaries and benefits. So there's that. And the department is saying what it really does here is it just continues funding the career ladder and moving teachers along from where they are this year to where they would be next year. That's a big chunk of the new money. Another big chunk is giving money back to the districts, operational funding that they've been really clamoring for. This would get those budgets back to pre-recession levels.
What does that mean, operational funding?
It's kind of a far-reaching term, and what it basically means is that it's money that the districts can use for whatever purpose they need.
A slush fund.
Well, I don't think they call it a slush fund. Districts say that they use it for anything from adding teachers, trying to reduce class size, paying benefits, covering transportation, utilities, school supplies, you name it. That money was cut severely during the recession.
Right.
What Ibarra is talking about doing would get that budget back to where it was before the recession. Now, a lot's got to happen here. You know, this is just her proposal. Governor Otter is going to pour over this budget and all the other agency budgets. He comes in January with his numbers. Then the legislature takes a run at it. So,
well, and as we saw from last year, the governor actually proposed more than the state superintendent last year, and the legislature went with it. So like you said, there's still much more to come here.
Yes.
Let's touch on the West Ada School Board. And the district, at least the superintendent, Dr. Linda Clark, looking to perhaps run another supplemental levy, a renewal of a $14 million levy. One of the school board members, though, on Tuesday said, whoa, hang on a second, what happened?
Well, what happened was the school board could have put this on the ballot last night. They're going to meet again tomorrow night to discuss it further. It's a $14 million a year levy. District officials say they really need it. We'll see what happens with this school board. You've got the same thing going on in Nampa, too. They're looking at whether to renew their levy or even build on the levy that voters approved. There's a good chance that both Nampa and West Ada will have levies on the ballot in November.
Well, it looks as though both districts maybe have learned from the past and are trying to bring in the community support more, at least get the conversations rolling before these get on the ballot. Nampa having public comment periods.
That's going on all week.
West Ada doing this meeting tomorrow night to try and get parents involved. Really quick, I want to talk about a story you're going to drop tomorrow on idahoednews.org. You're kind of looking at attendance numbers.
Yeah, we're looking at the enrollment figures, and they're very early numbers, but what we're hearing around the state are increases. Fairly big increase in West Ada. They're looking at maybe about 700 new students. Boise has about a 450 student increase from last year that they completely didn't expect.
Wow.
So a lot of things that this means. I mean, you have bigger classes in some cases, districts trying to scramble to hire teachers, or like Twin Falls having to hire kind of paraprofessionals. It may actually also change the way districts look at whether they need to go back to voters for a bond issue to build new schools.
All right.
A lot in play.
Kevin's going to be writing about that. If you'd like to read more, that starts tomorrow, idahoednews.org. Of course, all of these issues right there for you. Kevin, thanks for being here for Making the Grade.
Thank you.